Hello guys, good evening, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video is a continuation of yesterday's video on shell init files, variables and expansion. So yesterday I had a little challenge with my recording software, so I could not post the full video. I only posted the quiz part and also explained a couple of things. So if you have not seen it, kindly do that now. Okay, so for this particular project, we are expected to look into these resources. We are expected to look into these resources and understand basic things here. The printf for printing environment variable, the set command on set export alias on alias dot source printf. So let me just do a brief explanation. So if I open up expansion, for example, you will see that each time we will type a command line and press the enter key, bash performs several processes upon the test before it carries out our command. So meaning any command you enter is being expanded in the shell. So the script has to process your command before it displays the output. So for example, if you enter echo this is a test, it will take a little time before it prints out this is a test to you. So if you also echo all, asterisk means display all. So if you display this in this current folder, it will take some time. So expansion means each code you enter is being expanded in the shell, because this command is 1,000 lines of code that is running each of these commands. 1,000 lines of code. So immediately enter them, the shell processes them, does the compilation and everything. So there is also arithmetic expansion, meaning if you want to carry out arithmetic operations, you write them this way. So it starts with $, then in a 2 parentheses bracket, in a 2 parentheses, and then your expression. So for example, if you want to do 2 plus 2, you echo, then always put the $. The $sign is just a placeholder for saving, for storing, for holding them. Then you add everything like that. So that is that on expansion. So if you want to perform shell arithmetic, let me open up shell arithmetic. You see what basically shell arithmetic. So the shell allows arithmetic expression to be evaluated as one of the shell expansion by using the double parentheses and all that. So in the first video, in the shell scripting, I wrote script on shell arithmetic using expression and also using the arithmetic characters. So the alias command. So basically the alias command makes it possible to launch any command or group of commands. So if let's say you have a long command, or the command is long and you want to shorten it, you can just create an alias for it. So once you create it, it allows you to create simple name or abbreviation for commands regardless of how complex the original commands are. So you just create a simple one and it will do it for you. You can also make alias permanent. So that is that on aliases and technical writing. So without further ado, let's just get started in the project. So for the quiz, I've done that yesterday, but you can just check out the video on that where we solve the quiz. I explained a couple of things there. So let's just get started. Task 1. Task 1 is create a script that creates an aliases. Now the name of the alias is ls. The value is rm-r. So let me get my sandbox. Oops, sorry. Let me get my sandbox. Webtime. Alright, so let me change directly to root. I've created a couple of files yesterday, but I could not post it. I'll just redo everything again. Change directly to IO. So I believe you can create IO, the directions, sure. So you create it, and remember that for all your your directory, there must be a readme.md file, or else it won't work. So you must always have a readme.md file, or else it will not work. Alright, so let's get the first shell. The first one is 0.aliases, meaning create a script that creates an alias. Remember, an alias is just a way of shortening long command into simple ones. So let me get the file name, Ctrl C, come here and zero alias. So here I'm creating the name of the alias is ls, then the value is rm-all, right? So if I remember to always add your Sheba signs, pound sign bash, and then just type in the alias, then the name is ls, then the value is remove all. So rm means remove, then static means all. So wq, always execute of your file. Chmodit us plus x 0, always execute it, then you git add, git commit, sorry, and git push. Git push, everything should be fine. So I go to the next one, create a script that prints hello world, hello user. Now where user is the current Linux user. Now I'm not just creating hello user. The user should be the current Linux user. So I'll be making use of the shell variable called user. So the shell variable are by default in uppercase like this, user. They were divided in uppercase. So let me say I want to print out the current user here. I don't know if there's a user here, but let me vi1. So always add your shebans, then echo hello. Then to remember that all shell variables are always in uppercase, user. So you must always add the dollar or the dollar sign. Dollar sign here is a placeholder for holding shell variables or other variables. So because user is a variable, to hold it, you must add the dollar sign to it, and there must be a double quote. So if you write this, you should be fine. Then you should check your code. Then the next one is the path to success. So here, add action to the path dot, where action should be the last directory the shell looks into when looking for a program. So here, action is the last one. So let me just get for that. So here, shell variables are always in uppercase, meaning paths will be in uppercase. So we are adding action to the path. Now action is a local action is a global variable. Now to add it, we must make use of the export command. Export, then the path, which is uppercase variable, is equals to remember $sign for shell variables or all variables path. Then we use this column for adding, then we'll make use of add action to it like this, right? So let me just vi into that file, add your shebans, export path, capital letter is equals to path. Now path here is the shell variable, or all variables are uppercase by default. So you use the column for adding, appending together, then you write the action. Now action is the last directory that this script will look out for. So if it is, it should be fine. Escape column wq. Should be fine with that. So we move. Then if the path be beautiful, let us not ask where it leads. So create a script that counts the number of directory in the path. So meaning the script you are creating should count the number of directory in the path. Should count the number of directory in the path. Meaning we'll be making use of a lot of commands here. The WC for word count, the GRP for regular expression. If you want to be specific with your checkers, you want to check through text, you make use of GRP, WC for count, and to write multiple commands on the same line, we'll be making use of the what is it called? The pipe sign. Yeah, the pipe sign. So let me veer into 3 parts. Let me just veer into the tab. Now I wrote a couple of commands here. This video was made yesterday. I could have posted it yesterday, but I had issue with the recording software, so I did not post it. So the first one is always add your share bands, then echo because you're printing out. Now in expansion, when you're expanding a lot of commands, you must put them inside a double parenthesis. Now inside a double parenthesis, outside it you must add the $sign. So $sign here, I keep repeating, $sign is just a placeholder. It's helping us to hold whatever command we are writing. So for this, we make use of backtick. Make use of backtick so that we can write. Now when you are writing dollar inside inside a parenthesis, you must add the backtick to it. Yeah. When you start writing Node.js, you start writing JavaScript, you will learn more on backtick. So that is echo. We are echoing the part. Now I said this bar sign means pipe. So what pipe does in shell scripting, that it runs the first command on the left, then it transfers the output to the right command, which is this grp-o object. Now this colon / means this is a directory. Then it transfers the output of this particular command and now counts it by adding 1 to it. So WC is a command for word count. It counts. We make use of it in counting, right? So outside the backtick, then +1. With this, it should be very fine. I just explain what I did there. Escape :WQ should exit. Then you should be fine with that. So global variables, create a script that lists environment variables. So if you want to list environment variables, just make use of print env. So let me just vi. So if I run print env, now you should see something. So these are the environment variables. Let me steer into you see, just print env is a command. Escape WQ for printing environment variables. So with that, it should be fine. So let's just move on to the next one. So the next one here is create a script that lists all local variables. So a local variable is make use of set. Make use of sets. Let me just vi into that. vi5 just set. Add your shebang set for creating local variables. Escape WQ. Escape :WQ. So if I run set for here, you should see a couple of things. So these are all the local variables here, right? So moving to the next one, we say create a script that creates a new local variables. So the name is best, then the value is good. You can see that all variable names are always in capital letter best. So here it means the variable name is best, then the value is cool. So we should echo, just create a local variable name. So vi6, I think, yeah. So to change the mode, then here bex here will be local variable. So column wq, then you add your files, and it should be good to go. Here we are creating a global variable. Create a script that creates a new global variable. Now, local variables, the difference between local variables and global variables are you can always use them in that particular file, but for global variables, you can use them across your computer. So vi7 here. So if you want to create a global variable, you always make use of export, because you are exporting it. So this export, if you export a file, meaning you can import it in another file. So local variables can only be used in this particular file, but global variables can be used in another file outside the current file you're working from. So you make use of export for exporting it. So if you do that, you should be fine. Then every addition to true knowledge is an addition. So here, write a script that prints the result of the addition of 1 to 8 with the value stored in the environment variable. So this is the environment variable, meaning so all variables are always in capital letter, they're always uppercase. So to get the value, you must always add it to the placeholder of $sign, right? So here we are creating a script that print the result of the addition of 1 to 8 plus this. So let me just get this. So let me create the file for that. True knowledge. I copy it. Ctrl C. I come here. I say vi. I click paste. Then to change the mode, always add your bin bash. Then you say echo. Now the variable name is true knowledge, right? So we'll be making use of the $sign to hold it. Echo $sign. Always double parentheses when you want to expand. Then to get the variable name is true knowledge plus, they said the addition, right? 1 to 8. It should be good. Column escape, column wq. Now always execute your file. Then you add your changes, git add, git commit. Say that's it. Then git push. So let's check our code. View your work. Relation or test pass. So always add your $sign to a variable. So here it said divide and row. Write a script that print the result of power divided by divide. So you can see that all the variable names are always uppercase. So power and divide are environment variables, meaning making use of the $sign. So let me get the file. So let me get the file. Ctrl C, and I come here, I clear my terminal, Ctrl L, and vi right click and say paste. Now I to change the mode, always add the Shaban sign to 8 bin bash. Now we say echo $sign for expansion, then $sign again for what? The environment variable of power divided by $sign again, environment variable of divide. Is that good? Escape WQ. Sorry, that wasn't a capital letter. WQ. Always execute a file gmod plus s. T9. then git add, git commit -m, say that's 9, then git push. Alright, so come here, you review your work. Correlation or test passed. Love is anterior to life, posterior to death, initialization. So write a script that displays the result of breadth to the power love. Now, breadth and power are environment variables. We'll be making use of what? Dollar sign. The script should display the result followed by a new line. Now, there's this thing for new line /n, which means new line. Okay, and also we make it, I think we make it, so let's, it says let us display, the script should display the result. Okay, the result, okay, breadth to the power love, meaning breadth to the power of love. Okay, no problem. So let me just get the file. So the way we do power, the way we write, we carry out raised to the power of whatever is, we make use of double asterisk. So single asterisk means times multiplication, double asterisk means exponential. So vi this, always add your, I to change the mode, I say I, okay, I to change the mode, then the bin bash stuff. Now echo, you're always echoing, $sign, double parentheses to expand, then double parentheses again, then the name of the variable is breadth, right, to the power asterisk of what? $sign again of what? Love, right? So escape column wq, always execute a file, make a file executable, say 10, and git add, git commit your changes, that's 10, and git push. So with that should be fine. Come here, you check your code, review your work. Congratulations, all tests passed. Write a script that converts a number from base 2 to base 10. The number in base 2 is stored in a variable binary. Okay, the script should display the number in base 10 followed by a new line. All right, so here we'll be making use of hashtag Control C to get the name of the file. Write a script that converts a number from base 2 to base 10. Now the number in base 2 is stored in the variable name binary. All right, so don't be confused. Here you say vi, then paste name of the file, I change the mode, bin bash, always echoing, expand with your $sign for, then here, so here we say always add the $sign, then the double parentheses for expansion. So here the 2# tells bash to interpret it to base 10. Okay, it tells bash to interpret the value, the next value, the next value is binary. So to interpret this, the binary has a binary number. So for example, if the value of binary is 111 whatever, it will interpret it to 2# as a binary, which evaluates it to something. So that is how we do it. Then your $sign and the variable name, which is binary. With this you should be fine. So basically echo the $sign for expansion, then this 2 hash tells shell bash script to interpret this environment variable, this binary, has a binary number. It's a binary number. So with that should be good. Escape :wq. Oops. So let me chmod my file. 11, I suppose, yeah. Then git add, git commit, and that's 11. Now say git push. So let's check our code. Congratulations. So let's try and run this script. I want us to run this script. So this, since it is, let's try and run. How do you run this script now? Export binary as, okay. So now this is it. I want to export a global variable which I can use. So I'll say export binary. Let me export. Sorry, in my share, I want to export binary. Remember, all these things should be capital letter. Let's say I want to export binary 1110 like this. Go back to this and say binary. Let's go something like this, right? And I enter, no problem. Now I've exported the binary as a global variable. Now if I run my previous script, I tab, you see the results it gave us. It gave us 42. So here they said 13 combination. Create a script that prints all possible combination of 2 letters except OO. Hey, letters are lower cases from A to Z, 1 combination per line. The output should be alpha ordered, starting with AA. Do not print OO. Your script should contain maximum 64 character. If I were to write this, I'll make use of for loop. So for the for loop, so the first for loop we check from A to Z, the second one we also check from A to Z. Then for each combination of those 2 letters, the script will check if the letters are not O. So if they are not O, the script prints the combination of the 2 letters, right? So, and remember that they said the script has a maximum of 64 characters because it only uses few per script. So without further ado, let's see what we can do. Let's go down and get this file 12 combination. I come here, I say say vi, then I paste I bin bash. Now I'm always printing, so I'll make use of echo. And also, now if you want to expand something and the shell, you can also make use of this curly braces. They call it curly braces. I'm expanding from A dot to Z. Then I also check for A again, A dot to Z. Then I'll pipe and truncate all empty text there. Then new line is like this. It must be in a double quote, then /n, meaning new line. Then I'll pipe it again. Then use this grp command for checking for specificity -v again, the one we did that time. Then I will add this OO. Now I am not printing O, so this grp is checking. We ensure that wherever it says OO, it will not print. So I will not print OO. Do we get? So with this, we should be fine. So I explained the pipe command, the pipe key the other time. This pipe key means it will print. This first command will print A to Z. We print 2 A to Z's, AA to AB, whatever to Z like that. Then it will transfer the output to this guy and check for new line. Then we transfer the output to this guy. So anyway it says OO, it will not print it. Okay. So :wq. Let me execute my file. 12. Git add. commit and say git push. So now let's check our code, see review work. Congratulations, all test passed. Very simple. So go to the next one. Write a script that print a number with 2 decimal places followed by a new line. The number will be stored in the environment variable num. So let me just get this file. Say vi something like this. I to change the mode. Bin bash. Now here I'm printing, say printf. So printf is a C program. Printf. Now when you are printing decimal, you make use of 2 things, either float, decimal. So the placeholder for decimal is always like this. So for shell script it is $, but for normal programming, for C programming language, it is percentage, then the .2f. So 2f means 2 decimal places. So f there means float. So floats are integers, of course. They're also integers, but they are integers with decimal numbers. So then they said the environment variable is num, which is $, num. Then I pipe it and sort. Sort with the sort command. So escape wq. I execute my code and say 13. Git add, git commit. That's 13 and say git push. Right? So I come here, I check my code. Review work. Congratulations, all tests passed. Close. And here they said write a script that converts a number from base 10 to base 16. We have converted from base, what is it called? Base 2 to 10 the other time, right? So let's do for decimal now. Write a script that converts a number from base 10 to, so the number in base 10 is stored in a variable decimal. The script should display the number in base 16 followed by a new line, meaning making use of /n. F for printing, then this particular placeholder D, then -x for normal integers, with new line /n for new line. Then the environment variable is decimal like this. WQ as I get a file 14, git add, git commit -m, that's 14, then you say git push. Then you say review work. Congratulations, all tests pass. So everyone is a proponent of strong encryption. Hey, write a script that encodes and decodes text using the row13 encryption, assuming ASCII. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Sorry, so this is the ASCII stuff. It's a row13. Let me get the file. So row13, the Alias basically say row13. So it's like a letter substitution cipher that replaces letter with the 13th letter after it in the Latin alphabet. So let's say you want to decode this is a test. So I tested with somebody. You write the original test, then you use row13 to decode to encrypt it rather. So when you encrypt it and you give it to the person will not know. So whatever you have written there will actually encrypt everything. So how does it now work? Like it replaces the letter with the 13th letter after it's in the Latin alphabet. So there are 26 letters, right? 2 times 13 in the basic Latin alphabet. So the 13 is its own inverse, right? So let's just get into work. I then / bin bash. Now to decoding, meaning we'll be making use of the TR test transformation, test transform. TR, we are decoding from capital letter A to capital letter Z, then small letter A, then small letter C. I hope did you guys get this? I'm decoding from capital letter A to Z, then capital letter A to Z, then small letter A to Z. First one, I'm transforming that. Then another one is decoding N into Z, A, M, then N again. So capital N to capital Z, then capital A, then capital M. Then small letter N to small letter Z, to small letter A, to small letter M, right? Again, is it confusing? So row 13 decodes from the 13th letter. We have 26 letters, right? So 2 times 13 is 26. 26 divided by 13 is 2 divided by 26 is 13. So that is that. Always chimo the file. Let me do something. So we have decoded it. I want to echo something to cat. Let's say echo ALU is a good school, and I direct that into a file called echo quote, right? And if I cat quote, then I now have ALU is a good school, right? Now I want to encrypt it using the row 13. Now the file I wrote before, let me use that file to encrypt it. That file to encrypt it. So it was now to run a script. To run a script file, just make use of dots / the name of the script. Now whatever the now there's the difference between greater sign for redirection and lower sign for direction. So the greater sign redirects the output, whereas the lower sign redirects the input. Now I want to direct the input of this guy to that file code like this. You can see I have encrypted the ALU is a what school. So I've actually encrypted this. Let me remove it. rm-rf quote. Let me remove quotes. That's how to encrypt. Now quote is gone. Git add, git commit. That's 15, and git push. So we check the code. Congratulations, our test passed. Hey, we have 2 more to go. The x of the brood needs to be an odd number. Write a script that prints every other line from the input, starting with the first line. Let me get the file name. Ctrl+C. Then we say vi 16 odd. For this task, this is kind of tricky here because we are diving into the Perl programming language. So meaning I'll be making use of the pair. So I'll make use of the pair. So pair is a command. Is a command. It's a pair sorry. Something like this. Par is a Perl command program that kind of used to process text files. Then space -L here is option. So it tells par pair, it tests pair to read the input files line by line. Then dash n there is also option tells bar to print each line after it has been processed. Now I'm making use of the listing. Then the E as well, and space. Now the space. Now this CPL command, just bear with me, it's kind of tricky here. Then I'll make use of print as well. So the print if dollar space in the current directory placeholder of 2 is equals to 1. So that is an expression there. So it's a pair expression. It checks if the number of the character in the current directory is odd. So if it is, the expression prints the line. So it's really crazy, but just bear. It's a pair programming language. So it prints dollar variable in the parent directory and checks. So this is a modulus, right? And how do you check for modulus? Make use of, so odd numbers are only numbers that ends with 1 or whatever. So here, if the line is odd, print number. So I hope you understand that. WQ Gmod plus S 16, which is odd. Git add git commit dash m dash 16. And say git push. Now let's check our code, review our work. Some checks are failing. I only added 1 equals to, which was not supposed to. So here, add 1 more equals to 8, and we should be good. Let's check our code again, just adding the extra equals to 8, and we should be fine. Oops, some check are still failing. Let me go again. I was using par, for goodness sake. It's supposed to be PL. PERRL, like this. That was frustrating, guys. Should check now. PERL. Oh, crazy. So the last but not the least is I am an instant star. Of course, I'm a star. So write a script that adds the numbers stored in the environment variable water and stir and print the result. So the result should be in the base bet call. This is last. This is kind of a lot of code. Well, we'll get it checked by God's grace. vi paste I bin bash. Now I am printing. I'll make use of echo. This is kind of long, but we'll just type it out like that. Echo dollar for expansion first. Very long, so we should do it for us. So this first one we are printing $sign this, so we are kind of expanding. There's a little of expansion here. There's a little expansion there. Congratulations, took a lot of debugging there, but it was not easy. So thank you for following through. I know the video is long, but thank you so much for following through, and don't stop here. Keep practicing. Thank you. Bye bye for now.